So far in this debate, what basically all sides are trying to say is who is going to be voted for next. What we will bring to this table is not just who is going to be voted for, but what will they be able to do with that position of power. Basically how polarization will allow any person being elected next to do more and more extreme things without any retaliation from the public, with actually the public embracing this more severe and extreme acts. Before I move to my points, which we'll discuss it, a few points of rebuttal, mainly 2 seconds, what you guys are. So, basically, they basically say that the first not understanding that they're saying that he will not have time for a campaign because he will be busy with the prosecution. Guys, the prosecution is Trump's campaign. This is what he will use in order to rally everyone to support him. This is what he will use to show that there is something to fear from, there is an institution chasing after him, there is a deep state trying to put people like him away from the system, and this is exactly what he's going to benefit from. Which brings me to my second point. Listen, point of rebuttal. Eventually the main person watching these things is watching just like the main tidbits in the news. They're not really delving into every small detail and getting the general idea. So they're basically getting, and usually they watch the news that they've watched since always, so they're basically getting reinforcements of the beliefs that they already have. A person watching Fox News will probably still watch Fox News or any other right-wing news channel, but now they will get only the small tidbits that show Trump in a positive way, showing Trump as the winner in this impeachment that you already all conceded that is going to be lost. He will not be thrown from power. So we basically just show how right Trump is, how prosecuted he is, and how unjust this prosecution is. Now, right, so this brings us to how it is going to be megamati. And last, we need to say that the question is, should people change? And they're saying that people might change because they will see how horrible of a person he is. And we're giving you a counter to that. People will not change their vote because they're going to be a lot more afraid of everything that Trump, a lot more afraid of everything that Trump told them they should be afraid of. Beforehand, Trump, the millionaire, told the common people that he represents them, that he's not representing the elite and that the elite don't care for them. Now he can show even more how he is chastened by the elite and how now is the time to action. Now, why is this important? Because even if Trump is not re-elected, let's say in some bizarre world they're going to say maybe Trump is not such a good person, it still shows that there is a problem. It still shows that there is an institution being out there to get right-wing politicians, and we are going to take the next right wing to destroy this establishment, and this right wing, all he needs to do is not have, talk with Ukraine. It's not that hard to find that person that will say, maybe Trump was a little bit on the wrong side, I'm not like that, but I still think he was persecuted, and I will want to destroy this exact establishment. Now they will have this support. Now, which brings me to basically my point. Now, what we need to understand is first how Trump will actually react to this impeachment. Now, he cares for the media, but he isn't afraid of the media, and he's great at rallying a crowd. As I said, even as a millionaire, he managed to get the support of the common people, telling them how he'll make America great for them. Now, he's basically using all kinds of methods for being whataboutism and accusing the media, which will be extremely easy for him to basically cite Hillary's emails, cite everything wrong the other side is doing, and showing how basically he's the only one being prosecuted for abuse of power, whereas Hillary was not really that prosecuted in the same way. And he will basically show through the media that the elite is chasing him. Now, it will work, as I said, because most people don't understand the nuance of there, and they're only going through the ideas of what the news that they watch tell them anyway. Now, when we talk about how it's going to affect the vote, we need to understand something. Guys, basically, Trump is already very divisive. He's already kind of divided into right and left. And he won, meaning that in the point where everybody said on the left, and even close to the left, this is a horrible person. Like, even a person leaning a little bit to the left and a little bit to women's rights will find it horrid that the President of the United States is going to say grab them by the pussy. So he already divided the two camps. Now the question is, the next election that will be won, how far to each side are going to be? Meaning that when they are right-wing, how extreme to the right-wing are they going to be? Now, right. And what we're saying is that the main problem there is that if first, damn it, what are we? We're opposition? Yes, express government saying that they don't want to weaken the Congress. So we're saying that exactly what's going to happen is that the Congress is going to get weaker. And then basically all of the things that they say, like the great liberal ideas that they want to support, are actually going to be weakened even more. So how does that actually happen? So as I already told you, there are no really swing voters that one day vote to Republican and one day vote to liberals. The idea is that already in the US there are only two parties that represent very extreme different ideas, and already today through political discourse they have become very, very unsimilar to each other, meaning that we already are in such divisiveness of these two camps that there is no real ability to shift from one side to the other because of how divisive Trump is, and they still elected him. So what we understand is that in these states that are kind of like the same proportion, we will have more extreme right-wingers. Why is that problematic? Because as we already showed you, if the right wing is winning the elections, it means something very, very horrible for us. Because now it shows, it instills the fear and shows that there is someone chasing them. Before I continue, yes, Lilach.
Trump is the fourth president to be impeached. If Nadav is right that it is impeachment, not Trump's divisiveness that exists on both sides of the House, that is polarizing the country, then the country should have been destroyed 3 times in the past already.
I'm definitely not saying it's going to be destroyed. I'm saying that if you want not to weaken the Congress, you should not give more fuel to the person saying the Congress is chasing him. And I'm saying the impeachment is going to do just that, especially if it is failed. Now, as I'm saying, why is that important? Now, when these people from the right wing are going to feel that threatened and feel that there's someone chasing them, chasing after them, and someone trying to put down their political leaders, now they ask themselves, am I willing to give away a little bit of my so-called democracy in order to make sure that the same people like Trump in their eyes, stay in position of power? And the answer is going to be yes, because basically what they will say at this point is this. I put someone that I think tries to put the establishment down. The establishment does wrong things in order to put them down and doesn't even succeed in forcing the idea that this is actually like a false prosecution. I need to give more power to the leader in position and allow him more ability to weaken the Congress in order for such a thing not to happen again. So whether of Trump or Trump number 2 is going to be elected, the voting majority will be willing to give him even more power in weakening the Congress, will be willing to give him everything needed in order not to be put down. And for that reason, I beg you to oppose.